So thanks everyone for coming today, and it's a pleasure to be up here in this beautiful part of the world. So as Lisa said, my name's Anita Sheehan and I'm one of the founding partners at Porchlight. I hope that you've seen some of our films in the past, but I'm just going to start with a bit of a show reel to show you what we've been doing.
Change things for you. This is right here.
Everything knows its place in the scheme of things. Everything sits in the order somewhere. Everything reaches an understanding. You've got to work out where you fit.
So we made that reel about 6 months ago, but when I was preparing for today, there was something in that just kind of resonated, I think, with what I wanted to talk to you today about. And that's what Eric, the Guy Pearce in The Rover, says at the end there, which is really, you've got to work out where you fit. And I think that's kind of been a real key to our company and the way that we've approached things is trying to find that space where the films that we want to make fit and really working from that point of view, I guess. So, you know, in this industry we have just such a wide range of things being made. Everything from sort of big budget TV to really widely seen kind of web series type things. And then art house films that hardly anyone sees, I guess. Truth is we need all of this content. We need it all in the marketplace, from reality to, you know, big budget stuff. So I guess the real thing is just finding that place where you fit. So I think today I'm going to sort of take you through how Porchlight started and the kinds of projects we've worked on and the choices that we've made and the reasons behind those choices. So and I hope that's kind of useful to you. So let me just take you back to 1995. In that year, Ted Hope wrote an article in Filmmaker magazine in the US. And the title of the article was "Indie Film is Dead." Now, at that time, Ted Hope was at Good Machine, which was a New York independent production company They made the film The Wedding Banquet, which was Ang Lee's first film. And most of what Ted said back then is still true today, although the landscape has changed considerably. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but it's worth looking up this article. It's a very sobering and pithy examination of independent filmmaking. And it's a US context, but I think it's still pretty relevant. So he divides it up into a few headings. And the first one is, you can forget about a distribution deal. Sales and revenue, there's no way you will ever make any money anyway. Distribution and marketing, if you think people will ever see your movie, you can stop dreaming. Development and finance, you're going to have to sell your soul and your children to get your film financed. So I think you get the idea of where he's coming from. But for all of that, really, I think the subtext of the article is not to stop making films. It's more of a dare to filmmakers, saying, if you're going to do this crazy thing, you may as well know what the commercial realities are. So Ted Hope is still in the industry, but we'll talk more about him later. So, bring on 1996. So I'm pleased to see that there's a few people who are similar age to myself in the audience, and you might remember 1996. It was quite a good year for Australian film, and these were some of the things that came out. Love Serenade, Love and Other Catastrophes. It was a big year for rom-coms. Idiot Box, Dead Heart, Children of the Revolution, Dating the Enemy. Who remembers that one? And of course, Shine came out that year, which really launched Geoffrey Rush with his Oscar, and so it goes. And actually, the 90s was when all of our fantastic Australian talent started getting poached by Hollywood. So Russell Crowe made The Sum of Us in 1994, and then LA Confidential in 1997. Toni Collette made Muriel's Wedding here in 94, and by 1999 she was making Sixth Sense. Cate Blanchett made Paradise Road here in 97, and it's not strictly Hollywood, but then she was off to do Elizabeth in 1999, and so all of their international careers basically were launched then. And it wasn't only the actors, they've also been stealing our directors and DOPs for many, many years now. So in 1996, we decided to start an independent production company. That was 20 years ago. There was myself, my brother Vincent Sheehan, and a university friend of his, Liz Watts. We didn't know how to run a production company, but we had a love of independent cinema, of great stories well told. And I guess the thing is, if you want to do something, you've really just got to start doing it. So the first 5 years were a bit tough. We had finance for some documentaries, a couple of short films, we did music videos, we did corporate videos, we worked as freelancers, as producers and production managers, researchers, editors, anything really to keep the company afloat, until we were able to get some finance for our first film. But look, I think that 5 years was really spent also building relationships with directors and writers. People like David Caesar, people like Kate Shortland, Rowan Woods, Tony Crowitz, Tony Ayres, Louise Fox, Roger Monk, who's here today, I think, is he? Or he was yesterday. And Jacqueline Persky. All talented filmmakers that we knew we wanted to work with, and all kind of, you know, at the start of their careers, I guess. So with that goal to get a feature film financed, finally happened in 2001 with Mullet and David Caesar. David was someone that Vincent had known for some time, I think from Metro days, actually. And he had a bit of a following from Idiot Box, he had this very interesting kind of take on masculinity and life in the suburbs, and he had a really distinctive voice and a really distinctive visual style. And he also had a fantastic relationship with Ben Mendelsohn as an actor, and so they kind of came as a package, really. And that made it very attractive to us and also to people who were willing to invest in the film. We made it for about $1 million. And we shot it in Kiama on the south coast. And it was a bit of a community like this, coastal community, involved a lot of the people in the community in the film, and it was just a fantastic experience. We also had a relationship with Andrew Mackie and Richard Payton, who were then running a little company called the Globe Film Co, and who now run Transmission, which is a distribution company. And so that was our first run on the board. We followed that up in the following year with another $1 million film produced by Liz Watts, and that was Walking on Water. And that's Tony Ayres' first feature film, written by Roger Monk. And again, it was just the script and the director that we really believed in. And we had a lot of support from the wider industry for those two. Back then, SBS had an arm called SBS Independent that used to actually fund feature films, quite incredibly. And also the Adelaide Film Festival was just starting its premiere fund, so that was part of that as well.